One of you for our weekly Sunday Feast Festival to bless us with their kind association. His Grace Advaitachandra Prabhu and Her Grace Kalasudha Matajee. Let us welcome them to new Pani Hatidam very enthusiastically by 3 times loudly chanting Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! So, Advait, she's been devotee all her life. She has spent so many years preaching Krishna consciousness all over the world. And now she is dedicating her time and energy for traveling and sharing with the world what she has received from Srila Prabhupada and Srila Prabhupada's disciples. So she is now traveling everywhere, training devotees how to take care of the congregation and how to serve devotees all over the world. His Grace Advaitachandra Prabhu, he was also introduced to Krishna consciousness when he was very young, and he spent several years in Sri Sri Radha Gopinath Mandir in Mumbai, India as a brahmachari. So for several years he trained as a brahmachari, got a very strong foundation in his Krishna consciousness, and then he entered Grihastha Ashram with Her Grace Kalasudha Matajee, and together they live in Houston. Prabhuji has a regular job in the corporate world, so he's very busy, but still he finds time to travel and preach. And Prabhuji his special interest is in giving classes on the great Vaishnava Acharya personalities in our parampara. So he will give classes for days together on Shad Goswami Ashtakam. On one verse of Shad Goswami Ashtakam, he will give one class. He gives very beautiful classes on all the different acharyas in our parampara. And he is also very, very popular. His classes are very much liked. And both of them sing very beautiful kirtan. So we are very fortunate that now for the next 1 hour, from 4:45 p.m. to 5:45 p.m., 1 hour, they will flood our hearts with very sweet Krishna Katha. And they are going to speak very practical Krishna Katha on the topic of unity and diversity. And after that, both of them will lead very, very sweet meditative kirtan as the mini aarti goes on. So as you know, after the Sunday feast, we have 15-20 minutes of mini aarti, where the aarti is offered to their lordships, Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Gaur Nitai and Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. At that time, both of them will lead the kirtan. So we'll have 1 hour of Krishna Katha, and then we'll have a nice sweet kirtan. Is everybody excited? Yeah. So let us welcome His Grace Advaitachandra Prabhu and Her Grace Kalasudha Matajee to please come and take their seat and address us. Hari Bol! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So last 2 days they were training us, they were training the leadership of this temple on how to conduct Bhakti Vriksha. So they are the teachers of the leaders. So we are very fortunate to have them with us today. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
So, Hare Krishna to all of you.
Hare Krishna.
So, we'll sing Jai Radha Madhava.
Sure.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Giridharadhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Giridharadhari Jai Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we have been asked to give the lecture on the topic Unity in Diversity. We see that there are so many wonderful Hare Krishna, so many wonderful devotees that are here, and there is so much diversity in this community in Atlanta. If we see the diversity in the greater Iskcon community in North America, there are people from all different backgrounds. And Prabhupada has created this Iskcon where there are so many centers all over the world. In fact, according to a recent statistic, just last year, Iskcon covered the last city that was uncovered, where there was no Iskcon center. And now, since last year, there is no city in the world where there is no Iskcon center. But the prediction of Lord Chaitanya is that in every town and village, my name will be chanted. So we have covered the cities. Now we have to cover the town and village, and also we need to enhance the Krishna consciousness in each city. Prabhupada said that if we can make 1% of the city Krishna conscious, then we can say we have made some progress. So out of millions of people that are there, we have to see ourselves from that barometer. So now we have centers, but now we have to start spreading the movement. So, but it is, the current age is going on. What's the current age? The age of Kali. The Kali Yuga is going on, and we are all trying to resist that the temptations of Kali Yuga, the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. So we need to all come together in order to fight against this formidable challenge of Kali Yuga. And we all need each other to help hold hands and do that. Because in Kali Yuga, one time, when the Pandavas had regained the kingdom and they won the war, Yudhishthir was coronated as the king, and Bhima was standing outside. There were so many visitors who used to come to see King Yudhishthir. And so Bhima would filter them. Who needs to go, who really needs to go, who doesn't need to go. So one time there was a person, he came running to Bhima. And he was trying to go inside the palace. And Bhima stopped him. Hey, what are you doing? He said, my dear sir. He was out of breath. He was like, sir, I saw something unimaginable. And so, he did cough, by the way, too. So, Bhima, he then said, what is this fantastic thing that you saw? He said, I saw that there was this elephant. Yeah, so what's so big deal about an elephant? There are elephants everywhere here. No, I saw that this elephant, it passed through the eye of a needle. What? What are you talking about? That's what I saw. An elephant passed through the eye of a needle. Come on, this is not possible. Wait, did I tell you what happened next? The whole elephant passed through, but the tail could not pass through. What? The entire big elephant passed through the eye of a needle, and the tail, which has some possibility of maybe a hair passing through the eye of a needle, didn't pass through? He said, exactly, that's my question. That's why I want to ask Yudhishthira Maharaj, what is this happening? Bhima said, all right, go in and ask Yudhishthira Maharaj. And as Bhima was wondering, how could this happen? What's going on? Suddenly another person came running. And he was in the same dilapidated state. And he was like, I have to tell you something. I saw something amazing. I said, what did you see? No, I can only tell Yudhishthir. I have to get an answer from him. He said, no, you can tell me. I can solve your problem. If I can solve it, you don't need to go there. He said, all right. I saw that there was one pot. I emptied the entire water in that pot into 5 small pots. And then, right then, I tried to refill that big pot, which was empty, with all those 5 pots. But that pot could not be filled. This big pot emptied into 5 pots. Now, immediately they put all the 5 water in 5 pots onto this one big pot, and it could not be filled. How is that possible? Where did the rest of the water go? I saw that it didn't leak, it didn't seep through. He said, all right, you can go in. So he went in. Just then, another person came running, and Bhima was not again. What did you see? So I'll let Kalasudha say, what did he see?
It's not a she, it was a he. And she's saying it. So, this person came running, that Bhima, I saw something very, very amazing. So Bhima said, it's the day of amazement. What did you see? So then this person said, I saw that there was a very beautiful, luscious field filled with beautiful crops. Bhima said, that's very wonderful. What is so astonishing about it? He said, there was a fence protecting that field of crops. Very good, nothing astonishing. He said, then what I saw is the amazing part, that the fence that is meant to protect the crops started coming down and eating the crops. Bhima said, come again? Really? Fence eating crops? It's not possible. He said, but I saw it. You mean I'm lying? I'm not lying. I really saw this. So then Bhima said, okay, go inside. Ask Yudhishthir Maharaj what you saw and what it means. And then the 4th person came. Bhima said, hold on. Did you see something amazing? He said, yes, how did you know? He said, today is the day of amazement. So come, I don't even want to hear what you saw. Let's go inside because I'm curious to know what the other 3, what is the response of Maharaj Yudhishthir for the other 3? Are you all curious also to know? No, only the first row is curious. Nobody else is curious. Is everybody curious to know? Okay, so the 4th person, when they came inside, Bhima said, okay, tell your curiosity. What did you see? So the 4th person said, my dear Maharaj Yudhishthir, my dear Bhimasena, this is what I saw. That there was one little man, he had a little sling of rope. He just strung it like this. There was a huge mountain in front of him. He just took the thread like this, strung around like that. He just threw it on that mountain, pulled, the mountain came crushing down. Single thread. Bhima was like about to faint. So Yudhishthir Maharaj said, don't worry Bhima. Don't worry all of you. There is reasoning for all of that. So let us hear from Prabhu what the first 2 reasonings were.
So, Yudhishthir was also heard about it and all of them told. And Yudhishthir heard very patiently. And he said, when he heard all of them, he smiled. And he nodded. He said, I know what's going on. Bhima was more curious. What's going on? You know what's going on? Tell me what's going on. He said, these are all symptoms of Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is coming. What? How come? How do you know Kali Yuga is coming? He said, the first one. What was the first one? Yes, elephant went through the eye of the needle, but the tail got stuck. In Kali Yuga, big thieves, those who commit big robbery, they'll pass through. But the small time thieves, they'll get stuck. And we see that. Even in today's day and age, we see that when we have millions of dollars of conspiracy that we do, it's just an accusation. It's never proved. But if we just steal $5-10, we are put in prison. Of course, we shouldn't even do that. But the point is that big thieves go, small get caught. That's the symptom of Kali Yuga. In fact, the small thieves should be given small punishment, big should be given big punishment. But small thieves get big punishment and big thieves don't get anything. The second, and Bhima was like, all right, okay. Second, what was the second person saying? Yes, a big pot emptied in 5 small pots, but the 5 small pots could not fill the big one pot. He said, this means in Kali Yuga, parents and mentors and people who guide others, they will give their all to their children or the ones that they guide. But then the children will not be able to take care of even one parent. And we see that. Our parents do that, even those who guide us, they give so much blood and sweat, but then the reciprocation is not of the same kind. This is one of the symptoms of Kali Yuga. Bhima was like, I don't want to stay in Kali Yuga. How can I get out of here? He said, wait, there is more. There are 2 more. You'll hear from Kalasudha.
So what did the third person say?
The fence was eating crops.
Fence was eating the crops. So Bhima said, this is going to be a tough one. This is really tough. How is it possible? Yudhishthira Maharaj said, don't panic, Bhima. Anything, when I talk about crops doesn't mean it's edible for you. It's okay. I know you have Rikodhara, so control. It's okay. So then Bhima said, yeah, so what does it mean? So then Yudhishthira Maharaj said, in Kali Yuga, one of the symptoms is that those who are protectors become the exploiters. That is one of the symptoms of Kali Yuga. The fence was meant to protect the crops. But in Kali Yuga, protectors become violators. They exploit people, they become exploiters. So this is one of the symptoms of Kali Yuga. And Bhima said, oh, okay, so everything is not about really eating. So Bhima had a big enlightenment time. And then he said, okay, what about the 4th person? What did the 4th person see? String, thread, and the mountain came crumbling down. So then Yudhishthira Maharaj said that Kali Yuga may be an ocean of fault, an ocean of problems, but there's just one good quality. That simply by the rope, the thread of Harinam, we can crumble down mountains and mountains of sins. Kale doshe nike rajan asti hi eko mahat guna kirtanadeva krishnasya mukta sangha param prajat. That in Kali Yuga may be an ocean of faults, but there's just one good quality. Kirtanadeva krishnasya. Simply by chanting the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We can crumble down not just sinful activities accumulated in this lifetime, but millions and millions of lifetimes before. That is the only one auspicious quality in Kali Yuga. Bhima said, I definitely want to be in Kali Yuga then. But then this opportunity that we have in Kali Yuga is actually given to us by the mercy of Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu came 500 years ago in the most holy land of Navadvip Mayapur Dham in India. And he came to give us Golokera Premadhana Harinam Sankirtana. So Mahaprabhu came and he gave this Harinam Sankirtan to us. And when Mahaprabhu came from Goloka Vrindavan, he actually came directly from Goloka. He did not close the doors behind him. So the doors of Goloka are actually open by the mercy of Mahaprabhu. And it is explained that, we see so many incarnations, right? All the Dashavatar Leela. Can we name a few? Kurmadev, Matsya Avatar, Varaha Avatar, Narsinghadev. What was the weapon that Narsinghadev came with? Nails. Parashuram? Axe. What was Lord Ramachandra's weapon? Bow and arrow. What was Balaram's weapon? Hala, plow. What was Mahaprabhu's weapon?
The holy name.
It is explained, Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sanga Panga Astra Parshadam. So what is Mahaprabhu's Astra? His Sangha and Upangas. His association of devotees is the Astra. If we do Nirjan Harinam, we cannot sustain it for long. But when we do association in Sankirtan, Samyak Kirtan means in congregational chanting of the holy name, that is what Mahaprabhu brought. The congregation of devotees, the association of devotees is Mahaprabhu's weapon. The arrow would be the Harinam, but the bow with which the arrow is launched is the association of devotees. So Sangha Pangastra Parshadam. So that is the weapon that Mahaprabhu came with. His association of devotees. So the association of devotees is such a rare blessing that we have. Srila Prabhupada often said that if I would reveal to you the actual identity of the person sitting next to you, you would faint. Because anybody who is chanting Hare Krishna is extremely special. So all of you are extremely special. And we are extremely fortunate to be in each other's association. This is the special mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And by this association, when we learn to associate with devotees in the right spirit, in the proper mood, then we can attract the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We become qualified to receive the mercy coming down from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we'll continue to hear about devotee association, the value of devotee association from Prabhu.
So Srila Prabhupada said that, he says in Nectar of Instruction, that I have created this Iskcon, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, to provide the association of devotees. This is the purpose of Iskcon. And he talked about so many different ways in which devotees should interact with each other. Dadati pratigrinati guhyam akhyati pritchati, which means we give gifts, we receive gifts, we reveal our mind and confidence, we serve, we invite devotees for prasadam, we come for Sunday feast to honor prasadam, and so many different things, different ways that we can exchange loving relationships. That's the purpose of Iskcon. And to manage the society, he instituted the GBC, the governing body committee. And he said that GBC is the managerial authority, and the temple presidents are the authority for each temple, and how we must always be submissive to our authorities. Irrespective of what the authorities may be or may not be doing, that's between them and Krishna. But for us to be protected, we need to follow the proper authorities that we have. And in this way we can advance in our association of devotees. But in order to do that, we need to understand this concept of unity in diversity. There are so many diverse people. We associate with devotees when we come here. You must have seen so many different devotees having different natures than ours. And we tend to associate with like-minded devotees. And that's true, that's correct. We should do that, that's very natural. At the same time, we must also appreciate the good qualities in every devotee. One time, there was a Jewish temple, and there they have rabbis and so many different people who come just like our sannyasis. And there, one of the places was a very small synagogue, they call it, and it was very small, so everyone was very happy. Then, slowly, people started leaving that synagogue, and very few people were left. 5, 6, you can say, devotees. And then a rabbi visited. And this rabbi, he spoke to them, and all of them were saying, "You don't know what happened, this synagogue was growing so well, and suddenly it's like nothing's happening, no one's coming anymore. How do we grow?" So this rabbi said, "You know what? I've been interacting with all of you these past few days. But now I have to go. However, I can tell you one thing that I have noticed. Do you want me to say it?" He said, Yes, please tell me." Everyone was at the edge of their seats. "Tell us, what did you notice?" He said, "Say Hari Bol." No, they didn't say that. He said, "I noticed that there is a Messiah amongst you." I was like, "Whoa, really? That's some news." And everyone started looking at each other. And then the rabbi said, "All right, that's all time I have to leave." And he left. And all of them started contemplating, who is the Messiah? Certainly I'm not the Messiah, because I know all the negative qualities and emotions that I have. Could it be this man, or this Prabhu, for lack of a better word, who is very strict? He says things as they are. Of course, he could be a little softer in presenting, but he just blurts it out. But maybe he's the Messiah, because what he says, it's right. Or could it be this woman? She is always at the back, and she's always doing her service very quietly. Everything goes on because of her, but no one knows. Could she be the Messiah? Or could it be this one? And everyone started thinking, maybe this is the Messiah. Anyone would do something, someone would give a good lecture, say, "Oh, maybe this is the Messiah." Or someone would do some nice service, they'd think, maybe this is the Messiah. But they were all confused. Who is actually the Messiah? And slowly they saw, since the rabbi left, there were some changes which were happening in their congregation. They saw that people were coming back, and more people started attending the programs. And it started growing exponentially. And everyone was like, "What is happening? What did this rabbi do? He visited, he came, he left. He didn't even give us the full information of who is the Messiah. And maybe he's true, there is some Messiah here, and that person is doing something here. This miracle is happening." And then after a year, this rabbi came again. And everyone grabbed him. "Now you've come back after 1 year. We have been in turmoil and we're just pulling our hairs. Who is the Messiah? Tell us." They didn't even receive him properly. They just wanted him to tell, "Who is the Messiah?" And this rabbi laughed. He said, "There is a Messiah in each and every one of you. And because all of you have identified the good qualities in the other person, you have seen the Messiah in each of the other person. And because of that, your attitudes have changed. And seeing your attitude, people from outside, they want to be a part of your association. Because outside they see everyone is backbiting, everyone is criticizing. But here, they come, they see a breath of fresh air. Everyone is glorifying each other. Everyone is ignoring the bad qualities but focusing on the good. Irrespective of what you are following, what you are saying, it's that attitude that is attracting them. This is the gift of the rabbi. This vision to see the good in others. If we cultivate this quality and always glorify others, even though we see some bad qualities, unless we are in a position of an authority, we do not criticize or correct them. We can speak to the authority about what we see, but then personally, we should just see the good in others, unless we are in a position where we have the relationship to guide them. And then we can see their bad qualities and show it to them in a very nice way, in a way that we are their well-wishers. Then things will be successful. That requires a complete paradigm shift. And even if a few devotees do this, the entire congregation will get attracted to that few devotees, and from there it will grow to everyone. This is the vision of Srila Prabhupada. When he first came in the Bowery, he saw these people who were hippies. They were not even following the four regulative principles. And compared to a person, Srila Prabhupada was coming from Vrindavan, which is the epitome of all auspiciousness. And here in the midst of all inauspicious things, people who just don't understand anything, he saw the good in them. He saw the spark, that eagerness to spiritual life. And he fanned it. He could have said, oh, these people, they have no use. There's no, we cannot elevate them at all. But he saw that one good quality. That is what he fanned. That's what is needed. This is the actual gift of the rabbi. And this is how we can actually have unity amongst diversity. So I'll request Kalasudha to tell us more about unity in diversity, and then we can share some more.
So Srila Prabhupada, he always said that each and every one of us are blessed with unique qualities to serve Krishna. Each and every one is having one, at least, unique quality to serve Krishna, to offer to Krishna. In this regard, Srila Prabhupada gave a very beautiful analogy. Srila Prabhupada said there was once a man, he was walking down the street, walking down a road, and he saw that there was one dry, rotten pumpkin. The pumpkin, when it dries up, when it just rots out, the insides become hollow, right? And then it was just useless. It was sitting on the side of the road. So this man just picked it up. He kept walking. A little while later, he saw a dry stick on the side of the road. He picked that up. And then after some time, he saw there was some wire that was there. He picked up that too. He combined the three in such a way to make a very beautiful musical instrument. He started playing on it and he started walking. So Srila Prabhupada said that these three items on their own have no utility. They have no existence. They are useless. But when they are combined together, when they are brought together, they can make such beautiful sound in glorifying the Supreme Lord. Similarly, all of us, Individually, we may not have such gifts that we can uniquely serve Krishna. But when we come together in the loving association of devotees, utilizing each and every one of our good qualities and utilize them in collectively serving Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Gaurnitai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, then that is a perfect festival like Panihati festival that we have annually. Right? Panihati festival is like the culmination of every devotee, just like bumblebees, coming together, bringing a drop of, honey to make such a big beehive. Every devotee in Atlanta comes together throughout the year. There are devotees who are expert in painting the pots. We have here such a beautiful talent. She is so good in painting pots. There are devotees who spend weeks together, making different condiments and cookies and different prasadam items. So everyone does something. And then finally, on the day of Panihati, a beautiful festival with everybody's effort is offered for the pleasure of Shri Shri Gaurnitai. That is perfection. That is unity in diversity. Everyone coming together, offering little by little. But when we offer little by little, that's what will make an ocean. Little raindrops. When we see rains coming down, sometimes we feel, how can rain fill a reservoir? But it is actually the raindrops that come drop by drop that it can fill an entire reservoir, making a beautiful lake. So it is drop by drop. So each one can contribute at least one drop, each one of us. We can do that. So that service, unity, will bring together, all of our diversity will come together in unity, in service, for the pleasure of Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan and Gaurnitai.
Jai.
So we'll continue to hear one more analogy from Prabhu in this regard.
Actually, it's not an analogy, it's something that one of my friends told me. I found it really amazing and applicable to our spiritual life. He actually went for skydiving. How many of you have gone to skydiving? Okay, a few, not me. Okay, wow. There's some hidden talent here. I didn't expect
Brave
that.
souls, we must say, brave souls.
So skydiving is that you go all the way up in a plane and then with parachutes and everything you dive. Right? So I was amazed because this friend of mine was not really, he was not very fit. But so I was curious, how did you go? You really did that skydiving thing? He said, yeah. How was the experience? Oh, it was amazing. You have to see that. I said, did you go to some jump school or something? Did you practice? When did you go? He said, yeah, I went to some jump school. What did they teach you? They just, if I would go every day, just for like 10 minutes, they would make me practice. I said, what? What would they make you practice? Would you be suspended in zero gravity or something like that? He said, no. They would just ask me to stand on a stool, which was about 2-3 feet, and then they would say, 3, 2, 1, jump. And I had to just jump. I said, oh, yeah, and then they made me do this again and again and again. It's like, wow, really? You had to jump from all that high, and they gave you just a 3 feet stool? He said, yeah, there's more. On the day that I was going for this, for my jump, they geared me up, and then there was all this selfie and videos, and I was like, they're pumping me up, yeah, let's go. And then they took me up. I went into the plane started going up. I was really excited for this first jump, and we were all having high fives, and it was wonderful. And then the moment came when I had to jump. And they all said, all right, get ready, let's go. And all of them they took me to the edge of the plane, and the door flung open. And when I saw, I was like, this is not what I signed up for. And I was trying to go back. That's what my friend said. And they wouldn't let me. I said, no, I didn't sign up for this. Let me go. I want my refund. And then they didn't let me. He said, okay, you keep my refund. I just need to go. I changed my mind. But they won't let me. And someone started, 3, 2, 1, jump. And I just jumped. Because of all the training that they took me to. And as I jumped, I was like, I said, what did you do? Did you like pray? He said, no, I didn't pray. The first thing when I jumped I did was I screamed at the top of my lungs. And then I was, going topsy-turvy, toppling here and there in the air. And suddenly, I remembered in all this confusion that I have this parachute, I have to pull the string. They told me that. If the parachute didn't open, then I would pray. But then I pulled the parachute string and it opened and whoosh, I just went up. I was going down at a very high speed and I was just pulled up. And then there was someone who came who was behind me, and then he guided me back, and somehow I came and I saw my video. I couldn't imagine that I did this. But there was a lot of help that was there. And as it was very entertaining the way he was saying it, and we were having fun, but then later I thought, this is how our spiritual lives are. Initially we get in the association of devotees, we are all excited, there are high fives, yes, now, and then we start chanting, we are all very happy, and then the moment comes when we have to apply the teachings in our lives. The moment of temptation comes when we have to resist ourselves and focus our minds in praying. That's the time of jump. And we need at that time these association of devotees, because at that time we say, I didn't sign up for this. We try to move. But if we have association of devotees, they don't let us. They remind us, jump. They remind us, chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. And if somehow we are successful in applying those teachings, and we feel that we are rapidly advancing, just then we start receding. It's like, I'm chanting all this while, why am I going backwards? All these thoughts that are coming after chanting, whatever these thoughts are coming, I was never like this before chanting. These thoughts never came to me. It's becoming worse. But that's how all natural processes work. Things become worse before they get better. We just need to keep pushing ourselves, not give up. Even in naturopathy, there is a term called healing crisis. That when you take the medicine, if the medicine is, the symptom that the medicine is actually working is that it's going to the root and removing the disease from the root, is that the symptom of that disease will get worse. If you have fever, your fever will actually increase. Things will get worse. But if you keep taking, because it's working at the root cause of the problem, eventually it will go away. Similarly, when we take up to this process of Krishna consciousness, we are chanting in the association of devotees. Everything is going very, very nice until someone criticizes us, or someone chastises us, or we get some reversals in our life. But we should just push through. We should not give up. We should never give up the association of devotees. Never give up Iskcon, the shelter of Iskcon, shelter of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, Iskcon is my body. Whatever we may have to go through, never leave Iskcon. Then we will always be sheltered. Things will get much better slowly and steadily. If we just hang on, just hang in there. So that's the message of the lecture today. Hang in there. It's going to get better. Hare Krishna.
So, yes, we do need to hang in there. I think we have 5 more minutes, 5-10 more minutes. So, we do need to hang in there, but the way that we can hang in there is, of course, by holding on to each other. There will be, Iskcon is, of course, Srila Prabhupada's body. It's like the, in a big ocean. This is the boat that we are going in, crossing the material world, the ocean of miseries. And the boat might have holes. Dangerous sharks are in the water. Sometimes they climb aboard too. But we have to never be alone. If you're alone, then we get eaten up by the shark. But if we are at least with some people, someone with us, we can fight. And we can overpower the shark, we can put them back into the water. And at least, even if we see there is some holes in the boat sometime, in the ship sometime, instead of complaining, oh, there's a hole, there's water gushing in, oh, better, where should I go? Let me jump into the ocean. But it's worse in the ocean. Don't ever jump off. Try to mend that hole. Fix that hole. Put in sandbags. Do something. Nail it with planks. Fix it. And do it together. We are not alone in this. When we are trying to, say for example, Srila Prabhupada gave this very beautiful analogy. He said, if we are on a hill, if we are trying to climb down, is it very easy?
Yes.
Very easy to go downhill, correct? It doesn't take any effort. Sometimes we can even roll down. It's that easy. But what is our situation if we have to climb up? Is it difficult or easy? Difficult? And imagine if it is scorchy, sunny. There's, the sun is like 12 o'clock on top of our head. There's millions of people coming down and you're the only one going up. How would that situation be? Is it easy? But that's what we are doing. That's the exact situation we are in. Generally in Kali Yuga, people are going downhill. We are trying to go against the current. If we are alone in this journey, we will get stumbled upon. We'll have to have strong association, holding on to each other and climbing up. The climb becomes much more easier if we have a string attached to our waist, which is hooked up to the top of the hill, and it is held by someone on top of the hill. Is that easy? At least we don't let go of that string, and we don't let go of that association. Then is that journey smooth. Smoother, at least. Yes? So that string that helps us, the one who is already on top, is our acharyas, Srila Prabhupada. We hold on to the mercy of our acharyas, to our Guru Vargas. We hold on to them, and by their mercy, with the association of devotees, we climb up. We can go against the current. And what is that rope that binds us? It's the Mahamantra. It's Krishna Katha. Like the gopis in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the gopis, when Krishna disappeared from the rasa dance, the gopis are singing the very, most enchanting verses of the Gopi Gita, which are very famously known as the Gopi Gita. The gopis are singing and remembering Krishna. That, oh Krishna, in your separation, we are remembering you. Please come and appear before us. Please satisfy our vision. Come and appear in front of us. So it is the pastimes of Krishna. It is the nectarian katha of Krishna that keeps us going and holding on to that rope while we are on this journey. So I will just chant one verse from the Gopi Gita and we will end here. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriritam kalmashapam Shravanamangalam Srimadaatatam Bhuvi grinanti Bhurida jana. The gopis are saying that Krishna, your katha is like that nectarian rain shower in the desert-like life that we are leading. Imagine in the scorching desert of our material existence, when there's the shower of Krishna's mercy, how the desert just absorbs all that rain. Like that, we want to absorb the mercy coming from Krishna. That Krishna Katha is that rain shower of mercy. So with that, we will end here, so that we can all nourish ourselves with the glorious Krishna Katha in the association of devotees who have been blessed with diverse qualities to serve Krishna in unity. When we come together and offer our services for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada, then we become qualified. We become the perfect recipients to receive the mercy from Sri Sri Gauranitai. Thank you very much.
Would anyone like to ask questions? We can have a couple of questions, please.
You mentioned that there's a man at the top holding the rope of Lena. Is that the Guru Maharaj?
Yes, it could be the Guru, it could be Srila Prabhupada, and all of our acharyas. So all of our acharyas, they are already reached that perfectional stage. So when they are holding on the rope and we are climbing on with their mercy, then that is, how the process is. So yes, it is Prabhupada and all of our acharyas. Very nice question. Thank you. Any more questions or comments? Reflections?
One time, one person had raised his hands when I asked any question, and then he took his hand down. So I said, "You had raised your hand?" He said, "Yeah, but my question got answered." I said, "Wow, I must have given a wonderful class." He had a question, and that got answered during the class. I said, "But still, out of curiosity, can you please tell me what was the question?" He said, "My question was, when are you going to stop speaking so we can have prasada?" And as soon as you stopped speaking, my question was answered.
Prabhu, you mentioned that we all need to see positive quality in each and every one. Maybe you can give us a little bit more analytical reason and how to develop that quality, that we only see good quality and stay away from bad quality. Because our mind always go to bad quality first before we can even catch, and we will never catch the good quality.
Well, that's a very good question. We don't have much time, but I'll try to answer in short. Srila Prabhupada gave this analogy that we should be like the honeybee. The honeybee, it goes, even if there is so much bad filth all around, if there is a lotus flower, it will go and just suck the nectar from that lotus. But we should not have a fly-like mentality. A fly, a housefly, if our body, there's a nice body, but there is one little wound here, that fly will ignore all the good things and go right to the wound and suck all the pus and blood from there. So whenever I remember this analogy, I feel, oh yeah, I need to be like the bee. I don't want to be like the fly. So we can take inspiration from that. Yes, initially our first impulse is to see the bad quality, but if we are at least conscious that this is where my mind is going, and then consciously, if we see any one bad quality, immediately let us try to see two good qualities. Immediately let's see, maybe I see, oh, this person is doing something. Immediately, no, I should see let me think of some two good qualities this person has. Maybe he's dressing very nicely, maybe he honors prasadam very nicely. Something, everyone has something good, but many things which are good. It's just that we are not willing to look at that due to some things. And of course, ultimately, if we follow this process of Krishna consciousness, chant the holy names, the Hare Krishna mantra, Krishna is all pure, all positive. When we associate with His holy name, our minds also gets purified and gets transformed. And with the association, if you can find someone who always appreciates others, we take their association. By their association, their qualities will rub off on us. So by chanting, by association, and by honoring prasad, all the processes of Krishna consciousness that Srila Prabhupada has given us, we can eventually transform. So that's the long-term solution. The short-term is always replace it with two good qualities. So if you see 4 bad qualities, guess how many good qualities you have to see?
As loud as everyone together. So, for the last 2 days, we had some very beautiful seminars that was presented here in Atlanta. And we had been announcing previously for almost a month that there's going to be some training of Bhakti Vriksha leaders. This was a system that was set up by Nityananda Prabhu when he created the Namahatta system. He had all his commander-in-chief taking up different responsibilities to spread his holy name, this Krishna Prema, this marketplace. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur later on, he formalized it. Then we see Srila Prabhupada, and then we see how Jataka Maharaj put a lot of attention into this. And now they have a big, huge ministry called the Congregational Development Ministry. And here in North America, we have 2 very prominent leaders, Kalasudha Matajee and Advaitachandra Prabhu. They were just speaking a few minutes ago. They systematically guided all the devotees step by step in how to nurture the bhakti in the hearts of all the living entities. For those that are interested, there was a process, and those who are not interested, how to get them interested. So it was really nice. I attended the last day because I was a little busy with the Food for Life, and I got the very essence of this beautiful seminar. The essence of it is, there's so many conditioned souls looking for the mercy of Mahaprabhu. Uncountable numbers, just in the city of Atlanta alone. Thousands and thousands of people are actually seeking the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So how are we, a group of 15 devotees, 15 to 16 devotees, how are we going to try and embrace each and every living conditioned soul in the city of Atlanta and inspire them in their spiritual lives? It's a big responsibility that they both had systematically guided and trained all those devotees. So we are very grateful to them for giving us so nice training with so much affection and kindness. And all the devotees who attended, raise your hand if you are here. So you see these devotees, they sacrificed so much time. They have families, they have to do shopping, they have to do cleaning, they have to so many other responsibilities, but they made that sacrifice to come and spend their valuable intellectual properties and intellectual abilities to try and understand and imbibe the mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of Srila Prabhupada, and spread this Krishna consciousness all over the city of Atlanta. So thank you all the attendees. Let's give them a big Hari Bol for those who have done it. So we still have room available. You haven't missed the boat, because there's millions of people that we want to reach out to and embrace them and give them Krishna. So for those of you who would like to take the next leadership course, it's called the servant leadership, that you become the servant. Krishna is the ultimate servant. He's serving everyone through his expansions. So we're trying to imbibe that mood of servitude. So for those of you who would like to take up some service responsibility to assist Srila Prabhupada in this mission, please come and see. Can you raise the leaders? Raise your hand. Servants, raise your hand one more time. One more time, Prabhus. Please contact any one of these devotees, and they will be able to guide you to the right place. We want to help you to grow in your spiritual life. We want to be there for you when you need us. We want to be there for you when you don't need us. We want to be there for you when you go back home, back to Godhead. And we want to be there with you in the spiritual world, chanting and dancing. So this is the whole principle and the foundation of this Bhakti Vriksha program. I give you an example. There is one devotee here today. He's not here today because he's in the hospital. And not many of his family members are here in the city of Atlanta. But when he got injured, all of a sudden there were dozens and dozens of family members. And they came from all different backgrounds. And they gave up whatever they were doing. They were there with him all throughout the day, 24 hours in the hospital. And that is the spiritual family. That is the family that Srila Prabhupada has created. Devotees are cooking for him. Devotees are sitting right next to him and chanting Hare Krishna. Devotees are praying for him. Devotees are chanting for him. So this is what Bhakti Vriksha is. That as devotee family, we want to be there with you under all circumstances. When you're in difficulty, we want to make sure that you don't feel any difficulty. I know, for example, there are devotees, even when I was in the hospital for a few days, I cannot even count the number of devotees that came to visit me. It wasn't just the visit, that they were actually sincerely praying to Krishna for me. I felt so humbled to see that I come from such a far land, but yet I have hundreds and hundreds of devotees who are here, more sincerely praying for me than my own family. So this is what Bhakti Vriksha is. So those of you who are not in any of the Bhakti Vrikshas, I humbly beg you to please join this movement of giving this love that Srila Prabhupada shared with each and every one of us, to everyone that we encounter. Atlanta has, what is the population? Atlanta has only 500,000. Who's got the statistics right? Anyone?
The metropolitan Atlanta area, which includes the suburbs, must be 6 to 8 million.
So we have a Georgia Tech scientist and we have a medical scientist that differ in the numbers. So there is so many devotees who are actually looking for this mercy. So I request you to please open up your hearts and join one of these servants and see how you can touch more hearts. This is what Srila Prabhupada came to do. He touched the heart and the pulse of the United States of America, created a revolution of service. Some people think Prabhupada did many, many things. What he did, essentially, what he did was he showed what a real servant is. He started with cleaning the floors, begging and cleaning the pots and pans after all the hippies ate and they left. 70-year-old man cooking for young folks, cleaning up after them, and giving them his association. This is what Srila Prabhupada did. He showed that he had a heart. And so please, let's understand that Bhakti Vriksha is the very heart of Srila Prabhupada. It's a systematic presentation of how to cultivate the spirit that Srila Prabhupada carried in his heart till the very last breath that he took on this planet. Thank you so much. So who here is not in a Bhakti Vriksha group? In any of, you don't have to join, I'm just trying to see how many are still. Raise your hand a little higher, don't be shy. It's okay if you're not. And who would like to join? Wherever you are. If you're in Alaska, we can still connect you, trust me. The network of devotees are like everywhere. We're spiritual parasites. We are everywhere. Wherever you are, you'll find devotees. So please contact one of these devotees and get involved in opening up your heart, in opening up your mind and sharing it with others. So thank you so much. So today our Sunday feast sponsor is Arun Sharma Prabhu and the family. Are they here? I saw him somewhere. There you are. Please come. So they're celebrating the departure of their father and seeking the blessings and the prayers of all the devotees. This is why they're sponsoring the Sunday feast. So if we could all please raise our hands, we're going to pray for H.G.Advaitachandra Sharma. Please raise all four of your hands. Together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much. Everyone is having different. Yes. So on the 18th of this month is when Lord Ram, he kills the demon named Ravana. So in Hindi they say Dashara. And in Sanskrit they say Ram Vijaya Utsav. So we'll be celebrating here in the temple room. You'll understand the importance and the definition of what is Ram Vijaya Utsav. In India they spend a lot of money making big effigies and burning it up and spending tons of money on fireworks. So spiritually you will understand the importance of Ram Vijaya Utsav. So we'll be celebrating that here in the temple on Thursday. And we're requesting that if you have children, you please bring them decorated as the soldiers of Lord Ram, boys and girls. You can always decorate them, and then we'll have a nice come in front of all the congregation. They will have this meditation. We'll then have a big arati and kirtan and a big feast here in the temple. And this is on the 18th, Ram Vijaya Utsav. Many of you will go to different places to do garbha and play nandiya and do different things. But with us, you will come and have nice kirtan, you will have nice pravachan and a nice feast. And you will get into the mood of who Lord Ramachandra is and what this big, beautiful celebration of Ram Vijaya Utsav means. And vanquishing Ravana has very deep spiritual significance. Very deep. And once you understand what it means, you will really understand what Dashera means. You will really understand what Ram Vijaya Utsav means. So please come. This is going to be our first celebration of Ram Vijaya Utsav here in Atlanta. Normally in Atlanta temple we don't have so many festivals. So now we want to make sure there's a lot of festivals. Any excuse that you can come and have a big feast and big prasadam and do kirtan. So that will be on the 18th. And then these 3 days, Raghunath Das Goswami's disappearance day. We're celebrating on the 21st. And then Raghunath Bhatta. And then we also have Krishnadas Kaviraj. They all left this world on the same day. 3 great personalities. If you don't know who these personalities are, you have to come and celebrate with us. You will know who these great personalities are. So please come that Sunday. We're going to dedicate to these great Vaishnava saints who played such important role in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes in Kali Yuga. Keep in mind, it's Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who gave us the beautiful Chaitanya Charitamrita. So that weekend, that Sunday, we'll have that celebration, and we're requesting that you please come and join us. There's a devotee who sent me a text message requesting prayers for one devotee named Hanuman, who is in Delhi. And he's connected to one devotee here in Atlanta named Amit, and requesting his Atlanta family to please pray for Hanuman Prabhu. He left this world yesterday. So by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we'll help him to continue on his journey to Goloka Vrindavan. So if you could please raise both your hands together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And also coming Sunday, we're going to be preparing for this Ram Vijaya Utsav. So for this preparation, we have a special devotee guest, Brahmachari, who's coming from India. He's expert in Ramayana and Mahabharata. His name is Jagannath Priya Prabhu. He will be giving the Sunday feast class coming Sunday, and we request you to please come. So you will get a glimpse of who Lord Rama and what Lord Ravana stood for and what is this battle all about. So you will get a very deep insight, and he spends most of his time, like everyone, different devotees have different rasa, different bhav. So he has the bhav to study Ramayana and Mahabharata. So he will dive deep into this pastime. So please come next Sunday, and then we'll prepare you for the big festival, Ram Vijaya Utsav. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So please come and have the last darshan of the deities, and prasadam will be served outside.